Hey.
Got
Hey,
it.
Found it.
Well done, Gemma.
Okay, right. I will shush now, and you guys can get on with what you need to do, and I'll make notes while we do it.
okay. I've not had any apologies. I think they're only missing. What are we missing? Donald. Okay. I think we clearly have no one from no members of the public. No. Okay. So I think the only thing we need to do before we go into the actual applications is, does anyone have any interests in any of the items on the agenda?
Yes. The last three,
Last three.
yeah, which are application 252615, Longley Farm.
Yeah.
I know Jimmy Dickinson through the film festival, so it's probably best that I don't partake. Application 17, I've worked with and played cricket with the agent, so I'll duck out of that one. And the last one we're looking at, application 18, the applicant is Home Firth Forward, of which I'm a director, so I will leave the meeting when we finish discussing 14.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I will have declare an interest in Lonely Farm because my sister-in-law works there, but that I don't. Other than that, and I do know a lot of people who work there, so I'll abstain from that one.
Sorry, that's Longley Farm. So that's
Yeah.
That's 15.
15, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Let's get started then. Number 2 first on the list. The Old Stein Homley Agricultural Livestock Building.
Oh, this is the Bryndon Addy application.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't see a problem with it.
I just thought it's a cowshed.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
and it's close to the existing buildings, isn't it? It's more or less to
Yeah.
join the existing buildings. I think it's necessary.
Are we okay to support that
I
one,
would,
everybody?
yeah, I would
Yeah.
suggest support it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. Number 4, Moss Edge Farm, just up the road from me. This is for the garage.
Yeah.
I thought unremarkable.
Yeah.
Materials all matched, existing. Couldn't find anything much to say about it.
Yeah.
No.
We've looked at this, the wider site, on a number of occasions as well.
Yes, it's
Yeah.
It's a frequent flyer, this one, isn't it? But I can't see any problems with. Again, it's close to existing building. It's unremarkable, as Andy says. So I can't see it's harming any openness of the green belt situated where it is.
No. Okay, so support that one.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Number 6, Stony Bank Lane in Thongs Bridge. Now, this is an outline application for the detached dwelling. I can kick us off if you want. I mean, there's very little detail about it, the
Yeah.
actual dwelling, I guess, because it is only outlined at this point. I mean, reading between the lines, seeing as they seem to have done a lot of work on it, I think the issue seems to be one of highways. It's a narrow road, there's no footpath. But they've put together quite a comprehensive highways sort of package, haven't they, for this?
Yeah. I mean, Stony Bank Road has become more trafficked or more heavily trafficked with the development that's taken place to the north of it. So it isn't quite the road it used to be 20 years ago, but it's still fairly lightly trafficked.
Yeah, it's still pretty quiet. I think a lot of the vehicles will come. Is this at the bottom side? So if you go around the corner,
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I know which one this is. I think they've already built another house nearby there, or there's been a few built in the gardens nearby there because there's some massive gardens.
Yes.
I agree about the highways, but it's a fairly quiet road. I walk up there sometimes in the summer when it's nicer weather than today, and it's always pretty quiet. But like I agree, it is narrow, and I don't really drive up there very often. If you're driving up there, it's not much room for two vehicles passing each other.
I mean, they did a survey, over a 2-hour period from, 10 o'clock till 12 o'clock one day, and got 25 vehicles, which is probably on the lighter side of usage.
That's also the time though when it's not the school run.
Yeah, quite.
And I imagine that very conveniently after the school run and before the afternoon school run.
If they'd done 8 to 10, they probably would have got totally different figures.
Yeah, they've done it when it's not rush hour. There's no one about. Everyone's got to work and things. So it's
The speeds were quite low though, weren't they? I can't just remember what they were now, but
I think the top speed was 27.
yeah.
The average was about 20.
I don't think we can really object to this. I mean, it's quite a large house, isn't it? It's a 4+, going to be a 4+ bedroom. But I mean, they're only applying, I think they're only covering access and siting, aren't they, on this
Yes.
outline application anyway? So,
I think it'll be interesting when it comes back for
yes.
detail. We'll perhaps have more to say on it then. won't we?
Yes.
I think considering they built all them other houses around the corner from there, one more is not going to make a whole load of difference.
No.
If it was an application for 20 houses, it might be a bit different, but it's not.
So I think at this stage, are we happy to support?
Yes.
Yes.
I think so.
This wasn't in green belts or anything, by the way. It's just a new build.
Yeah.
Number 8, Scoldsmore Road. Remove existing agricultural buildings and replace them.
It tidies up a fairly untidy site.
My thoughts. Bit of a ramshackle area, didn't it? At the moment?
It's quite logical. It's good husbandry. I think Joe can tell us more about sheep rearing.
I think she's frozen.
It's not that cold, is it? Sorry.
Oh,
It's gone. Right.
gone now.
It's gone.
And it's just a mess, isn't it, really? And this can only be an improvement. So it seems sensible to support this.
Yeah, I
Okay, to
would.
support them.
Yep.
Okay. Number 10, Shirley Grange in Holmfirth, a single-story rear extension.
I
Seemed
mean,
well,
this is
but-
somewhere I walk past pretty frequently, and it's a huge building, a huge house and they're wanting an ironing room, which is quite it's an interesting concept, really. But I mean, it's only a pretty modest extension on the back. I can't see any problem with it, really, and there's definitely no danger of overlooking or interfering with neighbours.
No.
I
Ironing
don't like
room.
a flat roof, but that's just me.
It's an ironing room, I think.
Yeah.
An ironing room, yeah. I didn't think anybody ironed anymore apart from me.
I don't.
Oh, you iron.
I don't have an ironing room though.
No, I don't. It's in front of the fire in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting.
Are we okay to support then this one?
I think
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
Number 12, Oakfield Road in Honley, replacement windows. I mean,
Is
this
that one for the
this
listed
is-
building officer?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a conservation
Yeah.
officer thing, isn't it, at the end of the
yeah,
day?
this
Yeah.
has got the whole lot, hasn't it? It's green belt, it's listed, and it's in the conservation area.
Yeah.
But they are
Yeah,
only replacing
uh,
windows.
Yeah.
The
Defer.
only thing I wondered about, I don't know, Steve might be more up to date with this. Will they allow double glazing, Steve?
Well, some local planning authorities don't, but I'm a great believer in, particularly with modern double glazing, where the gap is so minimal
Yeah.
that it's hard to tell
Yeah.
Yeah, with thermal glass, you can't even tell
No,
anymore.
I mean, if you go
Looks
back
like-
20, 30 years, double glazing was a lot, there was a big gap between the two panes. Now there's what, 5, 8 millimeters, and that's
Yeah.
it. And
And
I,
it's toughened and it's soundproofed. You can't even tell.
my only comment was, why paint the window frames white? Because in rural areas, they tended not to be painted white. They would either be, a lot of them were painted green.
Mm.
But
Is that what
that's,
the existing is? Is it one of these ones where,
No,
like,
they're
I think
brown.
before they
no,
did used to,
the existing is brown.
yeah, all right, it's strange that they're making them white then. I was going to
Yeah.
say, like, with the listed buildings, they used to allow it if you had certain type, you had wooden frames to double glazing or certain types of frame, but I don't know if they got a bit more lax and kind of with the times now with it, allowing the PVC.
But I mean, I would say we support, but leave it to the conservation officer.
Yeah.
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 I mean, we're only looking at it because it's in green belt, aren't
Yeah.
we?
Mm.
Had it not been green belt, it wouldn't have fit the criteria. Okay, number 13, West End in Netherthorne, first floor side extension. This is the one that's had a couple of objections from neighbours.
Yeah, it's
It's a conservation area again, isn't it?
Yes, yes.
Mm. I mean, it's already got one almost flat roofed extension on, hasn't it, on the ground floor, and I mean this, which perhaps doesn't really fit with the existing building, but I don't think this makes things any worse.
no.
Yeah, it's sort of extending an extension, isn't it? And
Yeah, I didn't like the kind of balcony's not the right word, patio, whatever. The thing with the railings round it, I didn't think that looked. I thought that
At
looked
first-
out of place, but
at first I thought they were getting rid of the flat roof, but they're not, are they?
no, they're going
It's like a,
to sit on top of it.
yeah. When you look at the objections, one of them's talking about construction traffic, which
Yeah,
much,
it's
by the
very
way.
relevant.
I
Yeah.
mean, that's
the other one is
transitory,
talking about
really.
ruining the character, which I suppose is more significant in the conservation area.
Yeah.
Mm.
I've sort of mixed feelings about it. It certainly doesn't help it, does it?
No,
Does it make it significantly worse?
probably not. I would be inclined to defer to the
Yeah, I wanted
conservation
to leave
officer,
it.
really.
Yeah, I would agree with Mary.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of the comments talk about the how it would look in the area and the change of appearance, and that's conservation officer, isn't it? Really,
Yeah.
for them to really
Yeah.
think about.
Mm. Yeah.
Are we happy to do that and leave it to planning officer or conservation officer? Yeah.
Yeah.
I've missed out number 11. I know you thought perhaps we ought to mention that one, Mary. Missing
Well-
the Whiteley and Greens in Homebridge.
Yeah, that's the Hinchcliffe Mill
Yeah.
development. I just had a fairly quick look at it. It's just I just wondered because we'd had so much so many communication from residents in the past. So I did have a look, and it seemed to me as though the changes that are produced are quite positive, really. Moving it in a way further back towards its to reflect what it was originally, what the building was originally, and also some changes to the new bit, because there's the mill building, and then there's the new bit. There's the new build where the sheds used to be, and yeah, it all looked. I don't know if anybody else had time to look at it. It looked to me quite positive. It's sometimes wary of variation of conditions, but this actually seemed to improve an improvement on the original application.
I had a quick look and I just thought that there's a lot of detail in there.
There is a lot of detail. Yeah.
And I was thinking perhaps it's the sort of thing best left to officers anyway.
Right. Fair enough. Yeah.
I didn't see anything in there that sort of was alarming in any way.
Good.
No.
No.
So, okay to leave that to them then.
Yeah.
So that moves us to 14, doesn't it? Greenhill Bank Road in Totties. Extensions on a semi-detached house. This is quite a significant increase in the size, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, it's turning a 2-story house into a 3-story house.
Yeah.
And it's got your flat roof that you love, Andy.
Yeah. It has got solar panels.
And
Yeah.
that's got solar panels, yeah.
The only thing that sort of thought a little bit concerning was just the scale of it.
Hmm.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's a semi, isn't it, at the moment? It's going to be
Yeah.
quite big when it's done.
Yes.
Well, they've got quite a bit of land, haven't they, at the back?
Yes.
It'll be
still be-
classed as curtilage, that though, won't it? So
There'll still be a semi.
Good.
There'll be a semi with bits stuck on it.
Yeah, from back and top.
Yes, back and yes, top, yeah, and side, and the side extension, but presume it's in the allowed limits.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't sort of
Yeah,
done any calculations there.
no. I mean the bedrooms are going up from 3 to 4, I think. And it's not doesn't say much about parking. It just has parking at the front. I was trying to spot it as I was driving up the road, that road today, but I wasn't really quite sure which one it was.
Yes, they lose their garage because they've turned that into storage because they
Yeah.
put it in a staircase, so that's gone.
Maybe we could support, but maybe raise the issue about parking. I don't know if anybody else had concerns about that.
Is this the one though where they were moving the parking to the back or to the
No,
side?
it's at the front.
No,
The parking's
all at the front.
parking's at the front, the whole of the front area.
It's massive, isn't it? The works are doing.
I suppose we could query how many there are, couldn't we, parking spaces. Are they sufficient for the size of the house?
Yes, to
Yes.
go from a 3 to
Yes,
4
that's it,
bedrooms.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you could be looking at 4 cars. Even if 3, it might be a bit tight.
It's usually okay for parking down there, but the only times it ever got bad was when the football team were playing in Scholes, and they stopped, but then they're back again now, I think, playing there. So like on Saturdays between about 1 o'clock and like 3 o'clock, there's normally loads of cars there. Because we had that problem before with when Aidan was first born with his pushchair trying to get up and down that hill. Because we used to live down the hill from there. But it's not normally a problem, I don't think, with parking and things like that on highways. They're quite wide, the road.
Shall we sort of support in principle, but just query the parking there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Happy with that.
Okay with that?
Yeah.
I don't think we've got grounds to refuse it.
No.
No.
So we're on to Longley Farm, and
Well,
thank you, Steve. You can have a cup of
okay,
tea now.
I'll depart. Have a good evening, everyone. Cheers.
See ya,
Bye.
bye.
Cheers. Thanks. So yes, Longley Farm, extensions, new water tanks, all sorts of stuff going on here.
Lots of interesting detail about making
Yeah.
cottage cheese on a massive scale, which
Yeah.
I thought was quite interesting.
The cottage cheese is very popular there. I know lots of people where I used to work used to eat it, and I'm like, oh, my mate makes that up the road from where I live.
I did think, it's quite a significant change, isn't it, this? And there's a lot of detail in there, technical detail in there as well. I think I'd have to say for me, I'd want to support it in principle, but I just think the technical stuff, beyond me anyway, I think the technical aspects of it will be better left to planning officers. But certainly I would want to support it in principle.
Yeah, are the changes really that extensive? Or I'm just having a look at the plans now. There's quite a lot to look
Yeah,
at, isn't there?
It's the
there's
appearance,
quite
it's
a
the
lot.
dam,
Yeah.
there's some great
Mm.
facts going in. It's quite significant. If you look at the
Yeah,
artist impressions, I mean, it will look a lot different. Look, a lot
but
smarter, I have to say.
I think that Lonely Farm are one of the big local employers,
Yeah.
and we should definitely support them and encourage them because any increase on their footprint and their size will mean more employment for local people, more production.
I think,
Local food production's good as well. I think it reduces down the footprint of food, which is a good thing. So yeah, I'm all for it.
yeah, me too. In fact, I'd quite like to go through just support really.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm okay with that. Yeah.
yeah.
And like I say, it's totally out of the way where it is there. It's not going
Oh,
to
yeah.
impact anybody. So
I think
yeah,
they make the point there's only one farm that looks down onto it. So,
Yeah.
I mean, clearly you can see it from the road, but there's no dwellings looking on it.
yeah. And I think they
Uh,
own some of the dwellings nearby there as well. But some of the employers live in them. So yeah, crack on.
Number 17 then, Butterley Lays Cottage in New Mill. An extension on the front.
I mean, the front's already been messed around a bit, really. It's not fairly undistinguished. I don't see that this is going to damage it in any way.
I thought the windows looked a little bit odd. Different size to the upstairs, but that's just me nitpicking. I mean, I wouldn't sort of be suggesting we turned it down on that basis. And I
It's out
thought
of the way where it is as well, isn't it? So
very much so,
Yeah.
isn't it? Yeah.
it's off the beaten track, isn't it? Really, the road,
Yeah, it's
and
off the lane to the
no
big
one would
house,
see it.
isn't it? Yeah.
It wouldn't impact anybody. So it's quite small. I've got nothing against it.
Yeah.
Okay to support that then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Last but not least, number 18, on Firth Markets. Moving to 3 days a week, etc., etc. I thought this would have raised a lot more comments from neighbours, but last time I looked anyway, there was nothing on the portal about it.
I've spoken to a few market traders and they don't want to go to this new location because they're happy where they are at Crown Bottom. There's already parking. After all the concern over the car parking area and the uproar of it all, do we really want to be approving then to close said car park and put market stalls on it and then trunch back through Home Faith with its horizontal rain with all your shopping? Whereas at the moment, you can like park at Crown Bottom, go to the bread man and then to the veg man and do what you need to do, go into the church and do everything, and then just walk back to your car and then walk into Home Faith. Whereas if you've got quite heavy bags, you're going to walk past all those shops to get to the cars. Do you know what I mean? It's not going to be the same, is it? I just think they need to keep it as it currently is because that's what the traders want. In fact, some of the traders have suggested to me that they won't move and protest to not move. So I'm just thinking.
It's just temporary though, there, isn't it? It was only only a temporary license to be on School Street there, and the idea always was that it would move back to the move back to the car park, and the services have been put in, haven't they? That the water and electricity have been put in to allow it to be a market. I must admit, I can't quite see how it's going to work. And the estimates of stalls seem quite high to me. But
I just don't know whether
the original application was made on the basis that it would be a dual use area, a market and a market in the car park. So I mean, this is a strange kind of application, isn't it, really?
I just think we need to leave it to Kirklees officers, because I think if we make it, I don't agree with after all the hassle of and grief that the council has had, both the parish and Kirklees, over the car park, to then close the car park for a market. I just feel it'll go down like
I mean,
a
that always was the intention.
Yeah.
But I agree with Joe. I think we're probably best just deferring this.
I think
My thoughts are that whenever I was in Home Firth on Saturday morning and I went past to the market on School Street and there was only one stall there. There's only a few stalls there normally, but it's not like a huge amount. But like I don't go. It's the one midweek as well. I don't go midweek. I only see it on Saturday because I'm working.
And there's then a farmers market as well. Like once there's quite a few little market things that go on.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I think this will be quite good for the town centre, because people will come and walk into town or park up in wherever they park and go into Home Firth, and they'll go buy stuff from the market, and then they'll go have a wander around the other shops and buy more things as well. So I think this is positive for that reason. And I know Joe says that some traders might leave or they might not come back. They might be able to attract more by this new location. And a lot of the traders aren't probably our local. Are they local? Are they based in Home Firth, or do they come from outside? We should be trying to be more supportive of the businesses around Home Firth rather than some traders from further away, if that's the case. With some of these markets.
They are from further away though, Tom, because they are from further away. They are from further away because the people running it would like them to be from further away. So it isn't anything to do with anybody in the town. So it's just bringing extra competition to an already struggling business area.
Yeah. Well, people might go to these market stalls and go do some other shopping at some of the other shops nearby as well. So there is that. And at the moment, if they're just parking up in the car park and going to the market, it's not really benefiting the town anyway. So I'm all for it. I think that it'll be good for the centre of Home Firth.
I've had quite a bit of feedback from various sources on this one. I mean, my first sort of observation about the extra day, because they're asking for an extra day now. That extra day is actually Sunday, so I don't really see a problem with that, because it's not going to really affect the parking situation on the Sunday. And I suppose it could actually get other businesses to open as well if they're around. So I don't have an issue with the extra day, as long as it's Sunday. The other side of the coin is, though, lots of things really. Parking, you're going to lose 26 places for 3 days, and potentially the bays that are there for charging cars. So you won't be able to charge electric cars 3 days. The traders actually see the loss of parking as big a problem as anything. I wonder as well whether they've actually got any evidence to show that they need the extra space that they're talking about.
Actually, can I make a further comment?
They said there's 7 stalls at the moment. Do we really need to shut the whole car park for 7 stalls?
Yeah, can I make a further comment? Actually, I didn't realise it was the whole of the current car park by Piccolino's and the extra car park. I thought this was just going to be for the extra bit and not the whole thing.
No, it's
the whole thing.
I think there are options, aren't there? One is, you know, the arrangement of the bollards. One is kind of in a corner so that the market's in a corner. But the other is to put bollards at the entrance and exit to the car parks to take the whole thing over. But it always was the whole argument was that it would be a dual space. And that was the basis of the original planning permission.
I'm not totally in favour of them closing the whole car park. Although, if they were to do this, maybe like 2 or 3 times a year for a special event where they get loads of extra stalls in, like say like they had a Christmas market in one weekend, that could be really good and bring a lot of people in. But like,
Yeah.
I would like to think it would be just the top side bit with the 7 stalls that they would use, and then they'd keep the rest of the car park open most of the time. Because like at the moment, they don't even get. They might have like 3 or 4 stalls down on School Street,
Mm.
so I can't see them using the whole of the car park. But if it's,
I think,
have
We
these
don't even
details in the
wanna go.
application?
sorry, Tom.
Are these details in the forms about how much they're how many stalls they're going to have, or anything like that?
Well, they say that they're restricted by the current site, but I'm not sure that the practice sort of supports that.
And it
I've
annoys
never
me as well,
seen
this
more than
application,
3
because
stalls.
it says it's home for indoor market, and it's not indoors; it's outside for starters. So that's just wrong.
I again supporting what Joe said. I've also heard that some of the existing stall holders actually want to stay where they are. They don't want to move.
Mhm.
They think they're better with the car parking in Crown Bottom,
Mm.
the farmers market as well. Another thing,
Because
the
it
application
supports
does
the
talk,
church, that.
yeah. This application also talks about storage facilities, but there's nothing on the plans for that. And again, it's going to be taking a car parking space, I imagine, if they want a storage room for the market stuff. And really, if we were doing anything, shouldn't we be putting trade waste bins there, not a storage facility?
Yeah, we've still got Bingate issues, haven't we?
Yeah.
You know, if we've got extra room under that building, it needs to be full of trade waste bins because there's only room for 7, and I think we're rocking up to 20 trade waste bins all over Firth. And it was agreed that we would look at bins as a council before we looked at storage of stalls. You know, and if the market moved, then the farmers market at the church, you would be taking that, you know what I mean? You would be taking that away. If there was evidence that people were absolutely breaking the doors down to have something the size of Barnsley Market on that car park, then you could understand it. But, you know, what are people going to say when we shut down the extra 2 parking spaces that we've been tortured over for the last 18 months? Just what are they going to say?
I'm not too bothered about the 2 extra parking spaces because, like, I was down in Firth on Saturday morning and it was busy, but I've got parking spaces. I've always found somewhere to park, even when that car park's been closed. And I didn't really ever use that car park at Piccolinos anyway, because it was the spaces were so narrow and it was steep getting out there. It just wasn't very nice to park in there. And I'm all right parking normally.
I think
that
overall,
I'm just reading the plans here. It says that it says at the moment, initial operating requirement 6 to 9 stalls. So in theory, these gazebos aren't huge. They could fit them in that new bit there, and they wouldn't need to close the extra spaces. It says future growth capacity up to 23 stalls. So that's if it grows and it does as well as it can do. Will that happen? We don't know. In theory, I'm not against them keep having keeping them stalls as they are on School Street as well. If they want to do some down there and then have some different kinds of stalls in the town centre, fine. If people want to stay down there, fine. But then
I just think people are being incredibly divided on this because, you know, there is a group, not sure how big, who's really, really keen on the market. I don't think as Joe says, people are, you know, breaking down the walls to try to need a market. I mean, markets haven't really flourished, have they? I've never seen more than 3 stalls down on School Street when I've walked past.
so
But
I think
the point is that this was built as a dual purpose area. And there's also, it's been talked about it being used for festivals as well. It's just so complicated. I just think we just should defer. There are so many issues about which we don't have enough information, really. I think we should just defer to
I think a festival space is better than this proposal because, like, if it's the food and drink festival, it'd be better then, really, because they could put it all on that car park and keep everything flowing instead of closing everything down like they do. And I think it would be better for a dual space, maybe 2, 3 weekends, 4 weekends a year for a festival, but closing it 2-3 times a week for 2.5 stalls. When we had the market hall, the whole argument for knocking it down was there was no stalls in it. You know, like, just don't get it.
Yeah.
I've got to say, as it stands at the moment, I'd find it difficult to support it as it's presented at the moment. But I wondered if we could go back and ask for more information. And 3 things I've sort of picked out. Somehow finding out what the current stallholders' wishes are. Do they actually want to move? How many of them want to move? Finding out if these additional stallholders actually exist. I mean, they talk about there's a demand for extra places, but practice doesn't seem to square with that somehow, does it? We're only seeing 3 or 4 stalls there, not 23. And I think I'd also want to know about this storage unit. Where on earth is that going? What's it going to look like? Is that going to take car parking spaces? And that would be permanent, wouldn't it? So I think for me, I'd like more information before I'd want to.
Should we say we don't feel able to come to a decision because we don't have enough information on which to base a rational decision?
Yeah. Can we ask for specific things though?
I think so, yeah. I think we need some
more information on specific things is what I meant, Mary.
But we can ask, but I don't think there's any, you know, I don't think it has to be provided, does it?
No.
Well, no, I suppose. But if there's a waiting list, surely it's not hard to suggest there is a waiting list and who is waiting. You know, like if there's a shop to rent in Home Firth, for example, the Gartside building originally before, 18 months ago, we had like a queue, didn't we, of people who wanted it? There must be a waiting list. I know the queue wasn't very long, Mary. It was only of 2 people, but it still made a queue. Do you know what I'm saying?
I don't think they'd like to divulge all that information though for business reasons. They might give us limited detail. I think they do say at the moment it's going to be between 6 and 9 spaces, so that doesn't represent a whole closure of the car park.
We won't be making a decision anyway. I mean, it says just advisory. Why should they provide additional information? Well, they might out of goodwill, I guess, but
to be honest,
I wasn't thinking necessarily to us, Mary. I was thinking, for the application.
We could point that out, couldn't we, in our comments?
I think that it would be a waste. It would be a waste if it was just to be used as a car park all the time. I think it was supposed to be for a market and an event space, and that's what it should be used for. It's in the centre of Home Firth. It's a great location for it. I think it'll look good having stalls there and people walking around and buying things and stuff like that. I think that'd be good.
I have no problem, Tom, so long as A, the market stalls actually want to go there, and B, they actually exist. You don't want to be closing a car park 3 times a week. There's 2 stalls there.
Well, I agree. That'd be a total waste of time.
It wouldn't close the whole car park, surely. They would just have a couple of stalls there and bollards around the corner.
It doesn't actually say that though, does it? It's suggesting.
Well, it does show that it does show there's 2 diagrams. I suppose I'm making an assumption there, really. I mean, the stall holders know that their sojourn in School Street is just a temporary thing.
It's
would it be an idea?
Said initially, it's for 7, and we only want a third of the car park 3 times a week. Then that's slightly different, isn't it?
Would it be an idea to maybe invite the Home Firth forward to a future meeting to discuss it if they come to a future planning meeting? Because it would just be interesting to get an update on where they are, what they're planning to do, and then they could probably answer a lot of these questions.
I think there's just lack of detail, isn't there, to make a sensible decision. And if I was at Kirklees, I'd be saying, how can I make a decision on this?
Yeah.
It needs a bit more work. I mean, at the end of the day, what are we going to say? That we'll point out that there is lack of detail in specific areas and then leave it to Kirklees?
Yeah, I think so. That we felt unable to make a decision.
Yeah.
Because there was vital information missing.
Does that
I
make
just
sense?
don't want to be strung out for a wrong decision over a really contentious location in Firth. Like if it was somewhere else in Firth, I really don't care. You could get on with it. With
why
it
is
being
that?
that area in Firth, I don't want to be like
Why is
making
that
a
a wrong?
decision.
Why is that a wrong decision then, Joe? What would be a right decision?
I just think that after all the upheaval of and the length of time and the lack of dates and the lack of clarity and the immense impact on the businesses in Firth, that they just need 12 months to see the way the land lies before they start upheaval again. You know, before you start adjusting and manipulating the narrative, these businesses are going to see that we've ripped the centre of Firth up, and then now we are going to be adding extra markets, extra business, whether it's relevant or not, Tom, like extra business competition, because this is bringing external competition in from outside Firth when they have struggled for 18 months to keep the doors open. I just think a cooling off period is a more reasonable expectation to see whether the market recovers, how the traffic flows. You know, if that car park's not that busy and you close it 3 times a week, when it doesn't really matter, does it? You know, keep it open for markets, you know, for festivals and see how that pans out. But for me, it's just like I completely believe it's just another kick in the teeth for all businesses in Firth. It's just like, what a joke.
But
No,
this,
well, I think something that brings people in is good for the businesses of Perth, brings more people in. And if it attracts more people, like Barnsley Market, for instance, that brings a lot of people into Barnsley, and they'll go shop and go have food and do
It
things at the
absolutely
businesses.
does. It
So,
absolutely does,
so,
and that's a banging market.
And
And when
that's
they
all-
closed it, it's still a banging market. But now we've got 2/3 market stalls.
but
And
what I
a
was going to say is
comparison-
it's not going to be it's not going to be any of our fault anyway, because the decision to do the whole scheme was from Kirklees, and it was before you were a councillor anyway, Joe. But they decided on the scheme, so it's not your fault. It's not going to be your fault. And the original scheme was to have a market there in the first place, so it's like it's already been decided.
yeah.
It's just the finer details about. I think this was bigger than I thought it was going to be, but if it's going to be closed like that for the whole market for 2 or 3 times a year for stuff like Christmas markets and things like that, or for big events, then I'm all for it. If it's closed all the time, 3 days a week for the huge markets, then I suppose if it brings loads of people into Firth by the coachload, I'm all for it. But I don't think it will do. I think it'll be like about 6 or 7 stalls.
If you draw a comparison closer to home, if you go to Penistone Market, which used to be a big market, they have a covered market now there, and there's nothing in it.
It's miserable. Yeah.
And that's a better location than this will be in terms of its.
I mean,
And it's free parking.
Yeah.
it may never be used. I mean, this license that they're applying for might never be used in the end. But it was built as a dual purpose. You know, that was
Yeah, I
part
accept
of the
that.
planning the original planning application.
I think that a bit more research on their part would help, wouldn't it, to find out what's
Yeah.
actually required.
Yeah.
Are we okay to do that then? Essentially, we're leaving it to Kirklees, but
Yeah.
make a few suggestions of extra detail that might be required to.
So what I've got is to defer, but asking regarding the following points. Have existing stallholders been consulted about the change in location from Crown Bottom? What is the demand? Is there a waiting list? Is there any research on that available to support decision making? What's the storage situation in terms of provision for stalls? And are vendors likely to be local? And has there been any consultation with existing permanent businesses around that area with regards to concern for competition?
And closing car parking spaces.
Closing car parking spaces for 3 days a week.
And the electric charging, I mean,
Car parking and
was one of the bonuses, wasn't it?
Okay.
And I think that is it.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Thanks, Andy.
Okay.
Thanks, Andy.
That wasn't too bad, was it? 45?
No.
It was longer than I
Okay.
expected. It was 20 minutes talking about the last application. Oh, Gemma, sorry, when you did your recap then, did you mention about maybe inviting her for forward to a future meeting to discuss the plans and
I can, would you want me to comment that?
no, that won't be a comment, but that might be an
Yeah.
action for the next planning committee meeting.
I can add it, yeah, I can add that
yeah.
in. That recap was just a list of comments to send to Kirklees.
Yeah, if you maybe invite them to the next
No,
meeting.
that would be really good, Tom, I think.
Invite her first forward. Do we do that via Councillor Ransby?
Could do.
Yeah, if he's involved, yeah, would make sense.
Yeah.
I think he's on the committee and he's like a.
He said he was a trustee, didn't he?
Yeah, go through Steve.
That's what he said.
Okay.
Yeah.
If he can't do it, he'll know somebody who can.
Lovely. The other thing I was going to mention while you're on, that is not pressing right now, but and it can wait until the next planning meeting, is that we've got a gap between, so the new meeting schedule came out via full council last week, was it? There's one meeting, I think there's the annual council meeting, so then there's the first meeting, which is where you set up, and then we've got another one sort of 2 months later, so we need a Zoom in the middle, but there was no Monday night gaps for a planning application Zoom. Andy, you did mention shouldn't one of these be a Zoom, and actually I've realised since that no, they shouldn't have been Zooms, they were fine, but there is a gap where there should be a Zoom, but it can't be a Monday because all of the Mondays were taken. It's that time of year when there's lots of bank holidays, so we just couldn't fit it in. So what I was going to suggest is I'll pop it on the agenda for next time, and if you could just work out I think it was the week of the 1st of June, roughly around then, what night that week you could do one of these sessions.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just saw the two dates together that were proper.
They were, yeah, they were. It was
right.
deliberate, and there is one missing, and because there was no Monday night, so we just needed to clarify with all of you which night would be the best night that wasn't a Monday.
Okay. Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank
See you
you.
tomorrow.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
Thank you, yes.
Night.
Night.